Hello everyone and welcome back to the Option Writer. It's no surprise that of course we be covering Goldman Sachs tonight. This is going to be an important video. I think that everyone should pay attention, listen very closely to what I'm about to say about Goldman, knowing very well how these companies run on the street, having worked on the street myself before. I can tell you right now that Goldman's not going anywhere. If anything, they have one of the most prestigious names and reputations out there, not to mention the fact that all former employees are in some way, shape, or form involved in the leadership of this country, whether it be the Secretary Treasurer, former Secretary Treasurers, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. They all have a stake in this. So to think that this is going away overnight is ridiculous. I've seen a lot of posts on other blogs about, Goldman's going to zero, blah, blah, blah. It's not happening. It was a hugely devastating day for them. I mean, clearly, you can see they lost almost 13% of their market share in one single day. Almost 102 million shares traded in one day when the average float is just around 6 or 7 million. I mean, that's a lot of shares being traded. Clearly, I think Goldman's going to continue lower. I wouldn't be surprised, actually, if it got down into the 130s, even 140s range by mid-May. This news will travel fast, and for the time being, it will definitely hurt them. The upside potential, I guess, to what I'm saying here is that it gets down into this 130, 140 range here, and you have the ability to buy a stock of a company which book assets and net assets and value is much higher than what the public perception has sold it off to. We all know that everyone's going to start selling this thing purely based on the fact of the fraud alerts, whether they're good, bad, or indifferent, doesn't really matter. I'm not taking a side here. But you have to understand is that that's not the value of the company. The value of the company is what it does as far as trading and asset management and wealth management, etc. So that's the tidbit on Goldman Sachs that I want to share tonight. The other thing that I wanted to point out, and I said this the other day in our video that we did, and really I think it was on Tuesday or something like that. But I said wait till we get a spike in the VIX, and I said a spike up to somewhere around 18 or 19 isn't surprising, and I focused back here on when it did that in mid-January, and you can see that that's exactly what I'm talking about. It doesn't take that long for the VIX to spike, and I suggested selling puts below the VIX around 15, 14, even if you get them. And a way to make money on that. If you would have done that, you would have made a ton of money on it. We had a couple that we hedged our portfolio with, but not too many personally. But now we have this huge spike in the VIX, and you can see that every time that it spikes, these one-day spikes, there's definitely continuation for it. So I'd say that over the weekend, as the market news starts to disseminate and get through the market about what is actually going on with Goldman, maybe some other banks that might be involved that we don't even know about, I think that it could be very, very easy for the market to continue selling off at that pace or more as we start to head into next week. So that's the weekend update. As far as our positions go, we had a really great expiration month once again, and we'll be sending out the portfolio income results on Sunday. Thanks.